somewhere. Hello? Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to you guys. Welcome to the chit chat. Okay, because you know, once a year I will show you what damage I have done. Okay, and the damage you will see once you put everything down. And yet still not every deck is here. What you see is yet still there is more. Okay, so let's hang, let's chill. Normally this will be at the end of the year, but situation had happened where I did film it and then I deleted it, and now I'm filming it again. Because I thought, oh, I will do it in the beginning of the year, and then boom, she got sick. So yeah, now she's doing it here, so right now. So let's hang, let's chill, grab yourself something to eat, grab yourself something to drink. I will not go through all the cards. It's just a chit chat, so you see with which card I'm working it with and what the cards are doing for me. You will hear me repeat myself 10,000 times that I do not read the guidebook as often as you think that I do, like most of the time. No. So if you want to hang, if you want to chill, hang around. I also will go in on some personal point of view where I'm at in life right now. So if you just wanna hang with me and open up a little to each other, yeah, stick around. Have I introduced myself? My name is Missy. I'm from the Phoenix Star Tarot. If you don't know me, hi, welcome. She not crazy. She wanna say she crazy, but she not. Hey, lately I've been talking about myself too much about in a third sentence. Yeah, that ain't good. That's kind of like a psychopath. But yeah, she not psycho, but yet still using the third sentence. But okay. Yeah. Yeah, if you like the vibration and you enjoyed me and you want to join the community, then don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell. Normally on this channel we will do pick a card, timeless pick a card, a monthly pick a card, and also your zodiac sign astrology open, so also timeless. So yeah, and love reading. So if you are into that, then subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a video. And for this time we are going to chit and chat. I do this once a year, so we hang, we chill, and then we will look at the cards that I have, how they work, and we will get to know each other more in depth also. So yeah, let's start, let's begin somewhere over the rainbow. Let's go. So starting with my first indie deck, this is the Star Seeker Tarot. First of all, I'm very thankful that I could buy myself an indie deck, because not only that, the shipment, because I live in the Netherlands, and the shipment from let's say out overseas in coming to Europe, it's like expensive, y'all. And then you have to also pay import. So yeah, I like this deck, I love this deck, but I am a jump card person. So if I shuffle, I only take jump cards, and this is a rose petal kind of deck. So it's very difficult when it comes to jump cards. So I'm like very happy with it, but the shuffling, let me show you guys, like they will come out. You see, you want to show something and then be like, no, now we just giving you one on one card, like, but normally they will come on with to stick together kind of a way. And I do like this, I do love this deck, but I really want to work with them, but I have done readings with this one, so you can see readings with this one. But like if I do the horoscope reading, you guys know when I do the now let's go deep, so we will then put all the cards down like this, and then we go one-on-one. I really want to do it with this one, that I will like clarify the cards, but I know I cannot do that, because if I do that and a chunk come out, then it's like, no, we're not gonna do that. So it's very sad that I can only do the layers of it, but the now let's go deep part, that we are going in on each card one by one, that's the thing that it's like, oh, too sad that it's dead. It's no, I cannot use these decks then. Perhaps maybe if I keep working with them, they might get loosened up. But I must tell you, the moment I got this deck, like if you are like, you can cut the deck and then pick one, you will love this deck. But the moment I got this deck, I was like feeling it the whole time, like, oh yes, like, oh my god, even the box is like smooth and soft, and was like, yes, you know. So the only downside is that if you are a person that likes jump cards, it's kind of you have to really work through it. I like these cards, especially this one, because really the way they work with me, it's very like out of space kind of a way. Not out of space, but really you need to, if you look at the cards, they give you lots of message, lots of things that you can work with. And the way my guides works with me with cards, it's like every card for me is different. Now I am a kind of person that says, if you can only afford one deck, it's enough, because there is, choose then a deck. If you work intuitively, choose a deck that you be like, oh, you can find lots of things in it. But if you are not working intuitively yet, one deck is enough, and just to learn from there and listen to what your guys, your spiritual team is giving you, the emotions, the feeling of the cards. But I really like this one. It's if you children play honey scream, they are not playing. If you come from Curacao, then you understood what she was saying. She wasn't playing. She be like, you better come here. But okay, back to it, the star. So the star, and yeah, the cards are beautiful. It's a collage kind of deck, so I like it, I love it. This one is made by, it's Nikki. Hi Nikki. So Nikki has created this deck. Now I'm also like, I don't know if she's also the person that has drawn, and I believe so. So because I'm very like, I will shout out the person that also like have created the deck, like, you know, the paintings of and all that, because hello, that is what we are looking at, you know. But yeah, I really like and love this deck. I really like and love this. It's only sad that I cannot use it more often, the way the shuffling. But that's it. For the rest, I like this. Like, I like this. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. It's so minimum, but yet, like, look at this. Like, you can go so deep on only this card that you be like, yes. And the funny thing is, like, you can see it coming back. The dandelions, they are coming back, and you be like, oh wow, you know. Oh, and I must say, I'm not somebody that reads of the decks, the book, the I don't know, you know, the book. But Nikki has a beautiful way of describing the cards that you do want to read the deck. You know, I have not read it fully, but if I be like, just go through it, and I was like, let me just look at the night, and the way she described it, and I was like, beautiful. And then just flip through some and be like, oh, that's beautiful way of seeing it, you know. So yeah, I really like it. I really love it. So this is the Star Seeker, and the backs is also beautiful, and it's reversal, but we ain't doing that. So yeah. So let's take a look at another one. So for the next indie deck, we have the Healing Waves, the artwork by Nawan Yu. Oh, I'm not gonna butcher your name, honey. I know. Nawan Yunhasiri. Nawan Yunhasiri. This one, she did only one printing, and I believe she's not printing this one out anymore, because that is what she has said. We don't know in the future, but you with this card you will get another card that will say that it's an original deck from her, because she's not planning on printing another deck or printing this one once again. So yeah, the Healing Waves is the first tarot deck that I backed, y'all. I backed, and with this deck, one moment, I will grab it. Oh yeah, with this deck, I chose the mermaid, or the, I don't know what the what it was, but you will get then a box with the cards that you can put the cards in it. Now I believe there is only I put charms in it. Yeah, I put the charms in it, and then you will also get in the box together with this. You will get a pendulum. So yeah, very beautiful. This is the first time that I backed a deck, so I was like, oh yay. So, and yeah, the shipping, it took its time because of the situation that we are in, but I had patience. Right at the end I was like, okay. But hey, it all came out good. And so yeah, the Healing Waves. Now the cards looks like this. Beautiful cards. I have worked with this, so you can have you can see pick a card, I believe, with this one. But since I have only worked with myself, like picking a daily card, and I must say, these cards, while working with myself with them, together with another deck that I will talk about next, that will come after this one, I have used them together, and the way they work together is so beautiful. But this deck as my day card, I'm like, damn, because I will pick one card, and then, or one flying card, and then after the day has ended, I will pick one more of this deck as the underlying energy, and I'll be like, you can see people in it, what had happened in it. It's so beautiful. It really says what it is. Like, you be like, damn. And then I'm working on a journal. I journal every day now, and I will put then the meaning of the cards and what had happened, and I'll be like, damn, it's all in the cards. You can see it in the cards. So it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. I like this deck. She has done a beautiful work of making this deck. I do hope that she will create another deck. But yeah, I also want to create a deck, you know. So I really see that as in my future, creating a deck, like an oracle, and perhaps yeah, a tarot. So yeah, oh, this one, the first that we had was rose petal. This one is also rose petal, but the other one that we just had is more thicker rose petal, and the cardstock is like, this one is more flimsy, is how you call it. Like, it's really like flimsy. So I don't know, but this one will, if I shuffle, just give me one card. but you really had to work with it first. So yeah, so it wasn't that difficult as the other one that we just had, that it's also rose petal. So really, yeah, I like this deck. Also, you will have one extra card in this, and that is a letter in a bottle. A kind of a thing. So yeah, so that is the healing waves. I really like, I cannot tell you how this works as a collective reading. I did do a pick card, a little bit of it, but I just want to work with this one yet still on my own first. Kind of a for me kind of a deck for now, for me. But yeah, so that's the healing waves tarot. And then comes the deck that everybody and the mama talks about, the Sasuraibito tarot. The Sasuraibito tarot. I don't know why people cannot say that. It's just the Sasuraibito tarot. Sasuraibito. 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 Okay, Sasuraibito. Sasuraibito tarot. So it's by Stacy. Now this is what you cannot say. Like Stasia Burrington. Stasia Burrington. So yeah, love it, love it, love it. Now, I always wanted it. This the back. It's reversal also. Unless you look closely, it's not reversal. But if you just like scan over it, you'll be like, oh, it's reversal. But if not looking closely, you will know like what's reversal or not. So this deck is familiar. Everybody knows it. This is the 8th edition that I got as the indie decks. So yeah, I like and love it. I like and love it. Like, I cannot say nothing. The cards are perfect. Like, it's not too thin, not too thick, and it's matte. You have different, like, I believe in the beginning there was glossy one, but this one is the matte one. Not matte as madness, but just matte. So yeah, this is the Sasuraibito tarot. I like this. Like, this, okay, I must say, I am a person, I want my decks to be like really, I like to see everybody and their mama in my decks, okay? Nobody get like different cultures and different body types if possible. Like, the world is colorful, the world is beautiful. So yeah, and I believe this is the first deck that was like had people of color or different, like is it ethnicity, how you call it, like in that kind of a way. And yes, it's just one black person, I believe, that's in this deck. But the fact that there is a change, okay? This was the deck that started it all, I believe. I was like, yeah, why not? So this is the Sasuraibito. This card is really giving me like, imagine somebody spitting in your mouth. Don't do that. Don't do you, unless you like that kind of a thing. But it I must say also, in the guidebook she also explained things so beautifully. So the guidebook is also something to read, but I don't really read my guidebooks unless I'm like wanting something fresh, something new. I will, like, yeah. But this is the Sasuraibito. I like and love it. So, oh, also gold edges. Now, I must say the gold is really, I did tell her that when I found it, the gold was already like in the corner. They were already fade away kind of a thing. So, but I was like, no, honey, I'm not gonna return that to get something back again. Like, please. Also, the import and export, nobody got time for that. So that is the Sasuraibito. So the next one is the Botan Tarot by Amiyako. If I say that right, Amiyako is also a Japanese creator. So a Japanese, American Japanese, how do you say that? I don't know, but yeah. So this deck, it's sad. I don't know why, but okay, let me explain. First of all, I got this deck as a present from somebody that's very dear and lovely to me. So I got this deck as a present, as a Christmas present. And yeah, because I really wanted this deck, and this deck was out of order. They did not publish it anymore. And so you had to give your email address to for when she will do a second printing of this deck. So I did it, and I got an email like, yeah, you can get in contact. We have like printed the second edition. I believe this is the second edition. The second edition, because the first one was with gold edges and blue. You could choose one of those, but the second printing only came with the blue edge. Love the decks, love the edge, love the that also. But then I opened it, and I was a little disappointed. I don't know why, but it felt off. I was really going through. Now I do use filter when you look at this, so it might pop out the colors. But if I will put a picture in that so that you can see or I will do. I also has the zine. It comes with a zine also. So I also have bought the zine, and the zine is kind of handy to have, you know, for the stories, because it's kind of different. But I don't know if you guys can, let me look for, like, let me give you, oh, this sexiness. Let me give you this sexiness. The King of Cups. First of all, I love her draw. Oh, I just grabbed it and it's right there. Like, you can see a difference in the colors. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Like, there is definitely a difference in the colors. If I grab the zine, like, it's just beautifully painted. That is why I really wanted it. I really wanted it. I really was like, I wanted it. But if you look at the color, it's different. It's totally different. The other one is more on a grayish kind of color. A little bit down. The color is a little bit down. So I was like, I just then contacted another YouTuber that I really, because I'm a person that likes to look at the unboxing of tarot decks. That's my downtime. I'll be like, oh, and I will look at people that do unboxing. And one of those people that I look at is Bonnie from the Old Soul Mermaid. So check her out. I will link her down below. She is changing her channel right now. I don't know yet, because she have to, like, right now I do believe because the moment I'm filming this, she have not yet explained what she's gonna do with her channel, but there is a different coming. She is in a process of changing things up with her channel, but she's really fun person to look at. So she likes sewing and stuff, so if you can, just check her channel out. So yeah, I contact her and she respond. I contact 3 people. Also Casper, the boy diviner, I believe, and another one that I forgot her name. I'm sorry, but I will link all of them down below if you like to look at yeah, the unboxing of stuff. So I contact them like, is this supposed to be like this deck? Like, it's kind of a the color is down, it's a little bit off. So Bonnie was very invested in why she but because the deck was also supposed to be in America, but there was really a little limited of decks. So yeah, you can only find it in Europe right now, but there is a few of them left. Perhaps right now they are sold out, but there wasn't really an announcement of the second printing, so lots of people didn't even know that this the Botan Tarot came out with a second printing. And on the other hand, I find it very sad, because if it was, then people could like compare the two so that I can see, or they can tell me, am I tripping right now, or is this supposed to be like that? Because I really like this deck. I really love this deck. Okay? But it took me a month to work with them, because I was like, why you gray? Why you gray? You grayish. Like, if I look at the unboxing, of course, other people are also using filter, but it's grayish, y'all. It's grayish. Well, this is supposed to be red kind of a thing, I believe. Like, but it's really like, if you look at it like so, it's really soft in colors, and it's okay, because I like the cards, but I really had to get used to it, that it is soft, a very soft palette, very soft. And it reminds me kind of the, how do you call it? What was it? It reminds me kind of the White Sage Tarot, but yet again, even the White Sage Tarot is different in colors. So it's also soft, but it's really like, this is kind of a grayish, but you will see the pop of blue. So, but that being said, and the Fountain Tarot, if I compare it with the Fountain Tarot, you guys will make me grab all decks. Like, the Fountain Tarot is the same thing. It's a kind of a soft palette tarot, but yet if you look at this is kind of a all white, but you will see like this, you will see a kind of pop of color coming through kind of a way, and this is just soft. Okay, now that being said, my complaint about this, like, is this supposed to be like that, or am I tripping? Like, am I too spoiled in the color of the decks they are having right now these days, or in that kind of way? Now, I have not worked with this deck yet because I was like, yet still, I have worked with it. I have shuffled it 1 time, 2 times, but I must say it shuffles like a dream. Like here. This is linen, a linen cardstock. So really, it is so beautiful. I thought one flip, but really it is so beautiful. So I am keep gonna working with it, because I love this deck. I love how the creator have painted it, also the watercolor, but I do believe that the printing is off from the 2nd edition, that this one is more of a grayish. They forgot, the undertone is grayish, they forgot the pop of light, but it's okay. I'ma call this my silent deck. It doesn't scream. It doesn't scream. It is just saying, isn't he sexy? I know it's the devil, but and the way she described the devil, I'm like, yes, because I still yet see that sexy man. So let's call it in exactly what it is. Smoking kills you. Smoking kills you. The smoking kills you. That is how we call this devil. Like, yes, smoking kills you, because you're too hot to be the devil. So really, and there are hot men. Now, I don't have Asian fetish, but I do recognize a hot man when I see one, okay? And I do not discriminate when it comes to beautiful people. So yeah, she have painted them beautiful, y'all. So and the story of this deck is also something like the zine is something you can like have to have and then put aside kind of a way. But yeah, but it's beautiful to have. The story is something you don't have to, but it does say more about the Three of Wands, for example, you know, the story of the zine compared to this one. So, and the story of the tower. Like the story of the tower is like a Japanese concentration camp. I don't know if that's the English word or a Dutch word. But how her grandma was captive even though she is an American in that kind of a way. So that totally changes their way of living. Like it's really a beautiful story. So in that way, the zine is very a good thing to have, so you can understand the story. Also, the story of the Queen of Swords. The story of Queen of Swords, we will talk about it because it will come back on another deck that I also have. That is also a storytelling deck. So yeah. So this is the Botan Tarot, and I believe she also has taken a pause when it comes to the printing of the decks because she want to focus more on her craft so that she can put other works out. So another deck that you guys cannot get unless you live in the Netherlands that are yet still available in Europe, so you can yet still order. I believe they do ship worldwide. So I don't know. I can put the links that I got down below, so you guys can check that out if it's yet still available. I cannot promise you. And then come our next favorite, the Vox Arcana, the voice of tarot, the Vox Arcana. This one, I was looking at a TikToker and she shown one card and I was like, what's that deck? And she like, oh, the Vox Arcana. And I was like, thank you, girl. And boom, bought it. So because hey, and oh my god, this deck is by 4 illustration people, I believe. Like it's a collaboration of 4 people or more people, I don't know, honey, but it's a lot of people, and you can see it in I don't know. I don't look at the books, y'all. But I really like to shout out every creator that was participating in this deck, because really they also give you songs that goes along is what I'm seeing right now, because she really is bad. Like yes, I believe here the collaboration with the people, like these are all the people that has worked on this deck when it comes to the illustration, the artist, you know. And so yeah, shout out to all of you guys, because I really like this deck. I love this deck. It's a beautiful deck. Like really, it is a glossy finish, no edges, just white. And it's beautiful, and it's really, if you cannot handle the differences of drawing, you'll be like, oh, so this is now we are in that kind of a way of drawing, and then boom, suddenly it's a different way of drawing, and then boom, suddenly it's a different one. So it's very like changing the whole time. It's not the same way of, ooh, this my card, y'all. Look at her. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck. Like power, strength, but yet knowing who you are. Like really. So this deck, I just love it. The ace, I love all the cards. It's like I love the Five of Wands, the Ace of Cups. Like all of them has something that it's like, oh my God. Like this is talking, I don't know, it's different from what I'm getting from the normal Four of Swords, you know? This one is sexy as, yeah, if you flaunt it. Like looking in the dark, but yet here is the light kind of a thing. Oh, beautiful. I don't know, this deck, I don't see this deck often when I look at readers and stuff. But yeah, look at that. This is the reversal. And this is the upright. For the Seven of Cups. Like, damn, I like this deck. I like to work with it. But I'm like, sometimes like, ooh, I cannot pick it once again. Because I always feel which deck wants to do the reading. Isn't she beautiful? Of he or he, she, they, it, I don't know. But you are beautiful. That is what you are. Yes. And oh, also, different people, different backgrounds in that kind of a way. That is also what draws me in this deck. Like it's like, of course, the body type. I believe the body type is something that isn't, you know, different. Oh, also, I want to look at the, I don't have it, but the mermaid tarot deck. Like that is really, I love the different body types in the deck. But yeah, so yeah, this is the Vox Arcana. The readings with this one is so on point also. Like, I like it, I love it, having readings with this one. This one is also a different type of saying with the 8. This one is also, child, I can keep talking about this card. Like the Nine of Wands normally will be a like sleepless night, worrying. This one be like, no, bitch. I'ma cut myself away from those situations. I ain't got time to worry. I move on. I close the gate behind me. I'm in power. I'm in, you know, in that kind of way. This deck is very powerful. It's like the nine of swords, or is it the Eight of Swords? It's also like very oomph, instead of like, I don't know what to do, damsel in distress. This deck is like, no, bitch, we ain't doing damsel in distress. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do to get up and do good, okay? Get up and do different. This is this deck. This deck shouts, okay? This deck is that friend that be like, looking at you like, I know you cannot see my face, but I will put an emoji that she be doing this. And you know that it's time to go. Yeah, you can cry about it now, tomorrow, and the next day, but then, honey, we moving, because there is more better than where we was. We climbing up. Sometimes it climbs down though, I'm not gonna lie. It will tell you how it is. We are not lying in this deck, you know, and that is the thing. I tell you guys always how it is. I'm not sugarcoating no reading. You know, I will do it politely if can. But yeah, I hope you guys, the people that are with me knows I'm fun, but I'm truth, okay? I hope you do. So that's the Vox Arcana. Let's go to the next one. So the next one is the White Numen, a sacred animal tarot. This one is created by Elba RG. I don't know if he, she, they, it is also the illustration, the person that also did the drawing. If not, like, I'm very, like, I do think so, but I'm like, as I said, the book isn't it for me, it's the illustration. So, I don't know, sometimes it's difficult to find the name of the illustration person, the people that draw the deck. So, yeah. This deck. This is a beautiful deck. It's not reversal the back, but it's okay. It's okay. This deck, the book also talks a lot about, you can learn a lot about the book, you know, that they have written, you know. But yeah, this one, I love this one. Look at that. This is why I bought this deck. I looked at unboxing and I saw the Seven of Swords. Now, for me, the cards that is really drawing me in are two: the Queen of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Because this one, I will say, is my cheating, conniving thief card. So once I look at them and I'll be like, I know I got to have it. Of course, other cards also speaks to me. So it depends what speaks to me. And this one was like, damn, this is good. And it's beautiful because this speaks so many value. Like, really, just look at it, and you can like pause the video if you want to and see the message that you get out of this card. Like, let me put it like this. What do you see when you see this? Like, what do you see? What do you read? Because the Seven of Cups is also a card that speaks different in this deck. But let your intuition just work with you right now. Like, so beautiful, so beautiful, so beautiful. I like it. Like, yeah. So I did in the beginning work a lot with this deck, but suddenly it went quiet. It's like, perhaps because we went into winter time, and this one is a deck that says, I'm only for the summer beach. So, yeah, the Tower is also different, but beautiful, you know? This is more on an ego kind of a way, like strike down. And the book also talks about it. Now, I did not read the whole book, but it's a good written. They have written it good, you know. Sometimes you read the book and be like, oh, goddamn. You know, but this is like, because that is why I don't read the books, because it have to have something different than, because I don't like, I use my intuition, and I don't want my intuition to be disturbed with something that I don't see in the cards, and they be writing about this and that, and I'll be like, no, I don't see that. What is happening? Because the illustration is different energy. So yeah, but this one is, they go well together. How it's written and how it's drawn goes well together. It's beautifully together. So that is why I do think that the person that has written the book is also the person that has created this deck. And the reason also that I got this one is because it reminds me of an illustration. This is also the one that's on the deck, on the box. It reminded me of an illustration that they have here in the Netherlands. I believe it's Siska and Wiska. It's kind of a drawn that way, like Siska and Wiska, or Obelix. Obelix, I don't know if you guys know that, but that is what I'm getting, like Obelix and Siska and Wiska, kind of a way of drawing it is. Like if you look at this one. If you are familiar with Siska and Wiska and Obelix, let me know if you think it's kind of a same way, the way she have drawn the deck. So that is why I was really like, ooh, I like it. And I like how she have also written about the deck. It's different. So yeah, this is the White Numen. So the next is the True Heart Intuitive Tarot by Rachel True. And the illustration is by Stephanie Singleton. Now, you guys, I have this deck because it's not in specific order that I'm showing you guys the tarot that I have. But I have this deck for a long time, y'all. I believe in the beginning of 2021. And I have not used this deck since then. I believe maybe once or twice. I can count it on one hand. But it's really saddened me. And perhaps because it's on the bottom of my of where I put my decks, and because of the box perhaps, I don't know, because all my tarot is on the top, and then I have all my oracles, kind of a tarot and stuff in the middle, and then underneath there is for things that are bigger than that couldn't fit. So, and this is the bigger one that couldn't fit, so okay, I put it down there. So every time I go for a reading, I look at the deck that is drawing me in for the type of reading that I have. So this deck never calls to me because it's at the bottom and it's not out there, and I don't know why, but I am promising myself that I have to, it's beautiful, right? That I have to start working with this deck in the year of 2022, just to, I like the Seven of Swords though, just to see, you know, the what is, you know, because it's beautifully drawn. And I did read her book because it comes with a book, and not the book, I did not read the book as together with the tarot, I'm sorry, I read it more as like how she explained how she goes through her high priestess moment, or her princess of this, you know. And there was one with her brother, I believe it was the tower, that was such a sad moment, you know. And that is why I could have read it, because I did not read it as together with the deck. So if I work with a deck, it will not affect my intuitive reading with it, that I'll be like, oh, yes, your brother is going to have an accident, kind of thing, you know. No, so it doesn't affect the way I see the cards. So yeah, but the book is good, but yeah, it's, I don't know, but I have not worked with the deck yet. To, this is her, I believe, and that was also disturbing, because I was like, now I see only you in this. You know. So she drawn herself as the Empress, and I appreciate it. I be like, yes, boo, see yourself like that. I see myself also like that, you know. But yeah, I can yet still unsee it. It's not that difficult. So yeah, I need to, oh, isn't she beautiful? The star. Different cultures also in this deck. Not, and also, like, you cannot say if this is a man or a woman. It looks like it has a mustache, you know. But yeah, is it the man, is the woman, like he, she, they, it, yeah, he, she, they, it. So yeah, the different backgrounds I like about this deck also. Body culture, I don't know, I haven't seen one, but they are not perfectly drawn in that way. So yeah, you will, ooh, beautiful, you will see. I will try to use this more often in 2022, but then I can talk about it. You will hear about it on the next 2022 deck collection, if I did use it, yes or no. So yeah, that's the True Heart Intuitive Tarot. And then we have the Mystical Moments, the Tarot of Mystical Moments by Catherine Wellstein, I believe. So this one is etched in silver. So yeah, and these are the back. It's reversible. So now, y'all, she also has an oracle deck, I believe, yes, but this is this one is it, y'all. The cards comes with extra cards. I have left them all in because the way I read my cards, it's the energy that I'm reading, not yeah, so it doesn't matter. I left them all in. And not only that, I know this is a tarot but I read it more as together with the Good Tarot also. This one and the Good Tarot is one of those decks that I don't read like that I read like an oracle more than a tarot. You know, it's more like, if it's like this, it tells me more of a story. All of them does, but it reads different, is what I'm trying to say. It just reads different. Like this Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords is my cheating Amenti card, but you can also choose for yourself. And it has so many different messages. Like, are those your eggs, honey? What you doing? Whose eggs you stealing, honey? Did you steal the eggs, or are you protecting the eggs? What you doing? You know, in that kind of a way. So I really like these cards. I really like and love them. So yeah, this one you have seen a lot, because this one I also use a lot when it comes to the zodiac readings that I do. And also the picker cards that I do. You have seen this one if you are familiar with my channel. I love this. Look at that. The moon. Like it reads just different. It's beautiful. She has done a really beautiful job when it comes to the illustration also. So I really like this deck. This one has been around, so you guys know how this one works. But how it works for me is, yes, like energy. I read energy. Like, I don't see it like Eight of Swords. You are stuck, but yet you are not stuck. Like, this can tell a lot more than just like you can move, you can get out. It says a lot more. So yeah, like this one gives me the saying that they have in Dutch. I believe in English also. Like, they have a saying in Dutch that says, beter één vogel in de hand dan 10 in de lucht. Like, it's better to have one bird in the hand than 10 in the sky, kind of a way. So be thankful for what you have, kind of a way. So every time it's just hit different. So I really like this deck. I really love it. So yeah, it just reads different. Like the Tower, look at the Tower. She be like clinging on to something that she knows she had to let go. It isn't on a stable foundation. And that is really how the Tower is also saying, the normal Tower in a normal rate. But you can use so many more. Like this is beautiful reading for me. Every time I see this 10 of Cups, because I look at Bonnie, the old soul mermaid, it reminds me of her and her husband, because she was talking about how she has this painting in her living room. So I'm sorry to put your business out there, but you did it yourself, Bonnie, with love. But that is why every time I see this 10 of Cups, it reminds me of Bonnie in her living room, her and her husband, you know? So yeah. So that's weird information, but that's, yeah, I look at when they unpack decks, so I like it. So that's the Mystical Moments Tarot. It's a read. It really is a read. I like and love it. If you can, like, why not? Let me know if you guys have this deck, yes or no. You know, let me know. And now for my 2021 special one, okay? The Tarot of the Divine. This one is by Yoshitani. I do have lots of Japanese creators, haven't I? So now you know, I like the Asian part. She's American, Asian, I believe. I don't know. If I'm insulting you, I'm sorry, okay? This deck comes along with a book. And Beneath the Moon, I do have it also, but it's not, it's there, and I cannot grab it right now. But the book is, I love the book, because, let me tell you why. There is also a mini book in this, So you can just go along with only the guidebook with this one. But if you want to know the full story, the folklore and stuff of the inspired by deities and fairy tales and stuff that this deck was made by, then the book is a good thing to have. And why do I say it? First, you can work alone only with the deck, and it like intuitively, and also it's like the rider Waite, it's the same. So you can just use this one and go with the rider Waite kind of way of seeing things. But you can also, like this one for example, she is of the story of the rooster house, you know, this house. Like, then you will read, for me, when I read, then when I do readings, and then somehow the story, the folk story or the fairy tale story, whatever story that is on this deck, comes out in the reading, and I'll be like, oh my god, you know, and it will come together. Like, for example, if you put it like this, like, ooh, beautiful cards. I love these cards. This is my 2021 favorite, y'all. So then you have the Nine of Wands, Two of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Like, it's like you have been through a lot. People have deceived you, people close to you, and you have to make a choice, you know. But, you know, this one is like, sit on it, think, what do you want for the best for your family, and then boom, you have Yemaya. Yemaya. Like, it's the mother, the nurture, the carer, the one that have put people on earth, you know. So then you be like, whatever that was kind of not mothering you, not nourishing you, whomever that did that, like, you will have to nourish, even if it is for yourself. Like, sometimes you need to let go of the toxic. Why am I doing a reading right now? But that is what I'm getting. Like, sometimes you need to let go of the toxic of family and persons to go to the loving and caring, the one that will nourish you. So the choice is yours. Do you still want to remain on that toxic side, or do you want to go for the real love, real nourishment, real care? So really, I like these cards. So yeah, that's that. Mini reading. But really, it just come with a, because the Nine of Wands talks of how her stepmother was really cruel to her, and you know, she only had her doll to like speak to, and her mother on the other side, the one that really cares for her, nurture, give her this doll, and that doll is actually a magic doll, and have saved her from lots of troubles and situations. So yeah, like, and look at that, mother and mother. So yeah, it really speaks then in the cards. Rapunzel. And the thing that I like the most, it's different from different culture everywhere, because this one is Yemaya, like the African goddess. Also South America people knows about Yemaya. So really, it's very beautiful. This is like, hello, when I came to the Netherlands, I heard about this story. But till then, I was like, I didn't know who you are. But this story, oh, even if I read with this story comes out. Like, how you have to be in silence and going for your work, because you are very dedicated. You know what you want. So, oh, this deck is my favorite deck, y'all. The Ten of Swords. You guys need to buy the book also. You don't have to. If you can buy the book. If not, don't do that. Don't put yourself in financial situation, okay? But really, oh, it's just Yoshitani, really, I love your work. And I want to say something to you. I don't know if you look at this, yes or no, I don't think so. But I want to tell you, right, okay? I have seen that you have on your site, on your website, a painting of the Fox Bride. And I know that you are working on an oracle deck, and who knows when knows that deck is over. But I really wish that the bride, the fox bride, the painting that you have, that it is in the oracle, because I'm in love with that. I saw that deck, that painting, and I was like, this one is also speaks beautiful. And I was like, yeah, I can work with that. I can work with that. This one is also so painful, La Llorona. La Llorona. So, yeah. Oh, this one's story, this one, do you guys know La Llorona? It talks about how a mother, she is a mother of 3 children, I believe. And she has killed her own children because her man betrayed her. She was very loyal, like in that kind of a way. And once she has done it, she regretted kind of a way that she has sacrificed her own children, the one that did fully loved her, because her man went off and had a whole nother family while she's still waiting for the man to come home, kind of a thing. So she had done wrong by doing that to her children, though. So she's still walking around. You will hear her cry. That is the story of La Llorona, that you will hear her cry, and she will take children that ain't hers just to try to fulfill the gap of what's missing. That's the story of La Llorona. But this is the 5 of Cups. And put that together, then you know. You know? So yeah, I really like this deck. So that, the Aboriginal from Australia also in it. Like, nobody really tells stories about the Aboriginal, if I say it correctly, from Australia. And so I've found it very beautiful to be in here. So that being said, that's the Tarot of the Divine by Yoshi Yoshitani. I'm very proud of you, thankful for your craft and your work. So then we have the Element Tarot by Melinda Lee Holm and the illustration by Rowan Daniel Eason. So yeah, this deck is a deck that I saw also with when I was looking at Lisa Pape's unboxing. This deck is a deck that you be like, it's so minimum, but it speaks like, wow. Like, this is not a deck for beginners because it's just pips, except for the higher arcana. But you can, as a beginner, use it, but you really need to read the book because it does has structure and stuff, but you don't have to read it because I'm not a book reader. I do like books, but I do not like to read the tarot books. You know why? Because it's like clouding my way of seeing the deck. And you know, sometimes if they don't write it well, I'll be like, that is not what I see. So because especially if it's different from the illustration person is not totally in alignment with the creator, then I'll be like more on the illustration person side if I like the deck, because I look at this and not the book. We are reading from the decks, not the book, right? So yeah, so that's that. The Empress is beautiful, y'all. The Empress and the Emperor in this deck, like, I like it. And funny enough, like, you'll be like, oh, this is just the 9 of Cups. And then you will think, oh, the 9 of Cups is a wish coming true, this and this and that. But then, if I put it like this, I don't know why I'm going to do mini readings with you guys. But if I put it like this, it really speaks different. Especially with a tower in the middle. Like, you be like, okay, it's like you are going downwards. Your wish, whatever that it is, it's not it's like coming, the cards are also starts to speak, even though it's just a pip card with the same but then different way, like the cups are different, like they are the same cups but then different, put different, and then there is also like intuitively it starts just to come together and it's making sense for me, you know. But yeah, this is also one of the decks that I like. Simple, but very, you can use it intuitively. So I like that they have also the planets there. The Hierophant, I like this Hierophant. It's different from different Hierophant. I like this Hierophant. And also how they write, she have written how she see the Hierophant, it really like come together. And you be like, I thought you don't read the book. Yes, sometimes you have to, like, when I saw this one, the Hierophant, and when I was like, it's different. It's different. Let me see how she talks about it. And then you will read it. And then for me, it's more like if it doesn't match with what I see, I need to delete that from my state of mind, you know. That is why sometimes I don't like to read I don't read the whole book. I'll be lying if I say I'll be reading the whole book. Nope. You know, some cards I read and then I'll be like, oh, okay, I see it, and then keep moving, you know, in that kind of a way. So that's the element. I believe this is all the tarot. So now let's go to the oracles. So for the oracle, starting with the Gypsy oracle cards. This one is a familiar one for other people. I mean, so this one I did use often as a clarify. You can not clarify, more as what's happening kind of a way. I do like them, but they are, I have seen other cards that I like more, but this one, it's just, I found it great little cards to just like, okay, what's happening more kind of a way. So I do like them. I do like them. It's kind of a, sometimes there are like cards in it that you be like, okay, if like death kind of a thing, or illness and sickness, and I'll be like, okay, that's a little harsh. It's a collective reading, you know. On one-on-one readings, it's a good thing, it can help. But even if it is a collective reading, like despair, even if it is a collective reading, there is more to it than just like, oh, despair, you are in despair kind of a thing. You don't see an outcome in situation, you know. But like you can do, for example, if you have the despair card together with a cheerfulness, then you can see like, oh, right now you are perhaps here, but you are going there, you know. So there's always something after it. I don't know how to explain. It depends, of course, also at the cards that's surrounding it and stuff. But yeah, this is the Gypsy oracle. It's simple, just to like, ooh, feel this one. Malady, sickness, like, sometimes you don't want to, like, prison, you know? So it's kind of a in your face deck. Let's call it that. So the next one is also a fortune card. It's kind of like the Gypsy one that we just had, but this one is the Madame Endora's fortune cards. And the future artwork is by Christine Philippak. Yeah, but I didn't mention the other, but okay. Like, it's easier if they put it on the box, you know. But okay, these cards, I like them. I love them. This one I love more than the other one. And I do have, like, there is also another one that I want to get, but that's an indie deck one. Like, I don't know how it's called either, but okay. But that one I have to just wait a little for it. But this one, yeah, it's beautiful. It's simple, but yet deep. And the little cards, the little book that it's in it, explains also a lot. So even if you don't know the meaning, because you will have keywords, the topic and then the keywords. But if it's not like, if you don't understand it, the book is helpful, you know. So in that way. But this one I love. It's very till so far when I read with it, I like the way it reads. So yeah, it's simple, but really also just like the other one. Oh, thank you. Let's see what that was. The Griffin, honor and good luck. Hey, always a good thing. So yeah, it wanted to be there, so let's put it there. What's the other one after that? I'm curious like that. The Cadius, you will receive news from afar. Oh, okay. Also nice. But yeah, I don't even know what I was saying anymore. But yeah, it's simple, it's beautiful. You have elements, you have Egyptian, you have, oh, they are houses. I can explain that with a book, you know. It's different topic for different thing. That makes it also so beautiful. It's like you have the like the royal court, and then you have all the royal people that are in the royal court, and then you have the realm of fable, and then you have all the things that's like a fable, you know. So it's kind of in that way I like it, I love it. So yeah, I'm very happy with this deck. Yeah, very happy with it. That's the Madame Endora's Fortune. So the next one is the Spirit of Animal Oracle by Jody Bergsma. That's Dutch, Bergsma. Are you Dutch? Bergsma. But yeah, these are the backs, not reversal. Beautiful, beautiful deck. Beautiful cards. I really like this one. I don't know why, but it's like I have something with animal deck. I have only the spirit animal that are shown of 2020. So, and now this one, but I'm thinking of also buying another one. I don't know. It's not that I like them all, but the ones that speaks to me, I like. And this one spoke to me. So, yeah. It's a beautiful deck. It's a big deck, y'all. It's big, okay? Let me show you. Comparing it with a normal oracle cards, like, it's big, y'all. And the thing is, I like jump cards. I only do jump cards, as you guys know. So for me, shuffle this on camera is a nightmare. So it's like I can shuffle it on camera, but I really have to shuffle it like this, and it will take longer. Not really longer, but you know, like now they fall. But it's like we don't have time, you know. It's not that I can shuffle quickly. It doesn't work. It does it. This is too much of a stretch. So I'll be like, and then it also works, but my hand will like feel pain. Okay, so yeah. But that being said, that's the only down thing of these cards, and somehow I like them being this big. Isn't it weird? Like, you complain about the shuffling, but yet you like it being this big. Don't think about that. Don't overthink that. Don't overthink that. Okay. But yeah, these are the Spirit of the Animals Oracle. So this is the Angels and Ancestor Oracle cards, artwork by Lily Moses. I like that you have. Oh, thank you, Kyle Gray. Okay, this deck is, the creator is Kyle Gray, and the artwork is by Lily Moses. So do you see how easy that is if you just put it like that, or if you don't even want it that big, like put it on the back, kind of a thing. I don't have to then search for it. You know, for people that actually don't look at the things, you know. But okay. So that being said, this deck, the way I'm showing the cards are not in specific order, y'all. That I bought them. So you know. Yeah, this deck is a familiar one. Everybody knows it because it's an oldie, I believe. But it's a beautiful one. And yeah, it reminds me of the element earth. It's more in the element of earth, even though there are fire guardian and so, but it's the like it's like earthbound kind of a way. And I do have another deck, the what was it? Mystical Shaman Oracle, but that one reads different than this one. You know, that one I feel more like really going deep when I do really want to go deep, but this one is the same, like giving you the same deep message, but I don't have to like go deep on it. It's like, oh, this is what it is, kind of a way, you know. It's a give you quick answer. Like you, yes, of course you have to use your intuition, but it's like they can bring you deep message. You can go deep with them, but you can also like it whisper the answer so quickly to you, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but the Mystical Shaman card always, what I do, that is the thing that I like about him. It always like bring me to my core, really, let's go in kind of a way. No fear, just go to realms that you want or not want, kind of a thing, you know. Really spirit, shamanistic energy. It is. It is what the cards say. Mystical shaman. So yeah. This one is more peaceful in that way. You know, it's kind of protective of you, kind of a way. The way I read with them, I don't know, but it's beautiful, yeah. It's beautiful. So yeah, on to the next one. So this one is my latest oracle that I bought. I saw it on the website of where I bought the Botan Tarot deck. I saw this one. I was scrolling and I saw this oracle. So this is the Wisdom of the Shadow oracle, and it's by two creators. The artist is Jenny Han, and the author is Jessica Ricchetti. You see how I like how they do that though. These are the ladies. This one is the shadow one, but they have also another one more for the feminine energy. That one I will also want, so I'm gonna save up for that one. So yeah, I have not used this oracle yet. I did use it for myself. I did shuffle with it, but I have not done it, use it on collective reading, not yet. But beautiful. The artwork is beautiful because you know the artwork is what speaks to me. But let me tell you something. This is the book you want to read, okay? The way she like goes in, the author goes in on how what is and how what, you be like, damn, you guys really are in line with each other. Because yes, I can sense it in the cards, but I can also understand what you're talking about, kind of a way. So you know, so yes, this is this is art, not artist, but the author. This is a book that I do want to read, so I will take my time someday to read the book. Not yet, but someday to read the book, you know. And yeah, because I really like the way she described the cards. And not only that, oh, it seems like there is things, but not only that, back to it, um, you can also find it in the paintings. There are so many things that you can go by, like pain. Look. Why do I look? Sophia, look. But okay, back to it. I'm too much in it. So if you look at the card pain, you be like, okay, because we know your hands are sensitive, kind of thing, but where does the pain come from? It can come from there, but it starts where? So really, it's so deep. You can go so deep. Like, I like these cards. I love these cards. Once again, and the way she described these cards, also the author, you know, I'm in love with these cards. I'm in love with the way she painted it, the artist, and the cards itself. Like, it's so beautiful. So beautiful. And that is why I also want the other deck of hers. Like, explanation. Like, come on, expectation. I'm sorry, expectation. Like, oh my God. Like, oh, and you know, back to, oh, and they are edge black. It's kind of a brown black, but it's black. But the backs is also beautiful. I have done some drawings of myself that I got from my guides, and I don't know how to draw, but I will do a reading with them, with the cards that I've drawn, because I know the message, the feeling that they want to portray in that. And I will use also this one. I did say I want to do a deep, because this one is a deep reading if I do it. So I am going to do it, and I will put this deck also in it, because it's going to be a good reading. It's going to be a very deep reading, something that everybody needs. So that is what I got. So that is what I'm gonna do, and that is why these cards also connect with me, because it's this kind of the same way my guides have given me the image that I want to draw, but they are not the same, they are different. One day I will make oracle cards of all those images, but for now I only will show you guys 3 of them. But I am not an artist, so it's kind of out of my hand, and perhaps one day I will hire an artist, kind of a thing. But really, I'm gonna work together with this deck, because it will work beautifully together. I hope. I don't know. I don't think I have in that time the other one. So yeah, we are just gonna do it with this one. So that being said, that is the wisdom of the shadow. If you don't have this one, if you want to look at all the cards, I don't know if somebody have done that you can like go through it, you know, but wisdom of the shadows, look it up on YouTube. You might have people that has done people doing a review of this deck. And looking at the cards like this, you might think, oh, it's so busy, it's so hectic, honey. That is what I like about them. That is my juice, okay? That is my juice. Oof, it reminds me of a tarot deck that I also want. Oh, I hope that one get printed once again. I will not put this name, but it's kind of a dark kind of a tarot. That's a new thing, but yeah. That being said, on to the next one. So, this is the Amenti Oracle cards, a deck. It comes with a box in a box. So, yeah. The author, I don't know, because funny enough, they only have put in the illustration by Natalie Miller on it. So, I'm looking for the author, the illustration. Like, we happy that the illustration is there. Built on the wisdom of emerald tablets. But yeah, this one is the history of the Egyptian. It's very simple cards. I have not used them often. Reason why, I don't know, but they are very simple to work with if you can work with. But sometimes, like, I haven't worked as much with it to give you an honest opinion about it. But sometimes the keywords and the image, like, is off for me, but I can find messages in the image, like I achieve with integrity, like I achieve with integrity, I achieve with integrity, and then the image is this, like that is a little bit off, but it doesn't matter if you then can go in on it, you know, in that kind of a way. But that is a kind of an issue for me, but I can see the message and get the intuitive hits. Talking about the book, honey, I have repeated myself a lot in this video that I don't read the guidebook, and this guidebook is one of them that I cannot understand. I cannot understand with the cards. It's kind of I don't know. It doesn't go, like, I don't know. It doesn't go with the images. Like, it does go with the way of the Egyptians and stuff. So it teaches you a lot about that. So that is very informations and stuff. But the alignment of the cards, what you see and the message in the book, they don't align together for me. Now, I cannot say that 100% because, you know, your girl did not read the book. Only one one card. She go through the book and then was like, nope, doesn't do me. So yeah, I cannot give you my honest opinion about that. So yeah, this is the Amenti. I do hope to work more often with them in the year 2022 because really I have not worked with them in the year 2021. Perhaps once. I can count it on one hand, y'all. On one hand. So yeah, I do hope to go more in depth with these cards. Now, for the yogic bed, this one comes in a box, in a bigger box, like the mystical shaman kind of a way, and then another box on it. Beautiful guidebook by let's see, Sarah Rose. The illustration, I don't know from who that one is because it's not on the box, and the other box is somewhere that I cannot see, so I'm sorry for that. But listen, y'all, the back, look at the back, like gold gilded kind of a thing, beautiful blue, like that's my color of my channel, y'all. The blue, we like the blue, like you see it in the beginning of the videos. So yeah, and at the end and then we have the cards. So as some of you perhaps know, I am studying the Vedic astrology, and I'm very into the Vedic astrology. I also do meditation. Yoga, not so much. I have to try to learn how to bend myself. But yeah, so um, I am familiar with the goddesses and some of the cards, and also I must say the way Rose, like Sarah Rose, have described in her book the cards to it together with the illustration, beautiful, really beautiful. I must say this one is one of my favorite of 2021 that I got. I really like this one. I really find it very beautiful, and it's also going very deep when I read with them, so you can really get a lot out of the cards. um, I must say that for this deck, it's not beginner friendly if you are not familiar with the words kind of a thing or what it means. But if you read the book, because once again I don't know everything about um, this culture, like Lakshmi I know. Who doesn't know her? You know, so, and Krishna I know. Who doesn't know? But yeah, and this one, but okay, back to it. The book is a beautiful thing to read. I have really liked the way, oh, Ganesh, I like Ganesh also. Like what, oh, I must tell you guys, I do not practice, I don't have a religion, okay? As I say, like, I was grown up Catholic, and then Christian, then went Christian, and then I was like, YOLO. I don't have one particular God that I serve. Very, I am. I am. Like I said in another reading, like I am open for to work with everybody and their mama for the good of all, no harm to none. So I do not have images or like that I like go to an altar of kind of thing, like a specific one that I will then go for and then be like, deuces, next month I will do this one. No, I don't do that, because that's disrespectful. You know, imagine somebody is really like, oh, you are my precious thing, my this thing. Imagine people do that with you, like putting you on a throne, bowing to you and all that, and then be like, deuces. I'm on to the next one, because this month I need Lakshmi this month, okay? I need abundance, you know. And then you can, because lots of people think that gods or goddesses only have the good for us, honey. Just as you can have envy, they also can. So I do not, I work together with all of them for the good of all, harm to none, but I will not dedicate my life to one specific one and then be like, and then go to the next. Especially if you do that, I'm not saying you cannot do that, but if you do that, and that's the reason why people are getting scared of this side of the practice, because they do that and they will not close off the connection that they had with that particular god or goddesses in an appropriate way, and then they will feel the wrath of that goddesses or god when they go to the next one. So that's too much of an info. Yes, I thought so. But so really, and then you will find yourself with things that you be like, oh, why am I getting scary nightmares? Or something is like, did you realize that you had put somebody on a pedestal and then you kicked them off for you to put somebody else. Like, how would you feel if somebody did that to you? So I'm a person, I collaborate with everybody and their mama that has the best interest for me, my guys, my spiritual team, my higher self, my family, and we work together. We are in a team together, and that's it. So if you are questioning if I have a religion, I do not. I can depot my feet here, I can depot my feet there, and we all understand because we work together and not putting me on a pedestal, not putting them on a pedestal. We are collaborating together. We all are. I am in that kind of a way. And I do believe in the creator of all creator. That is how I call it. Some call it universe, some call it God, but I have a kind of a way of seeing God like you see these goddesses, like they have different range. So I always say the creator of all creator. That will mean I'm gonna go to the top, man. Okay, to the top. Okay, that's how we do. So yeah, that's a lot of explanation just for you to show you the cards. Like, really? Yeah. Like, let me know how you do it. Do you serve one god or goddesses, or do you have the same mentality or a different way of seeing it? Let's communicate. What do you think of the way I see it? Do you find it weird? Like, let me know, but we are all going at one place at the end. That is really what I really think. Like, we all come together at the end to the creator of all creator and then go back. I don't know, we will see. Like, honey, my north node is in the 9th house. Think about it. Okay, the 9th house. She's a shaman. She have to be religious some way or the other, and that is what I like about the Vedic astrology also, because the Vedic astrology will tell you that you are in your lifetime in a period, and each period will teach you different things. Right now, and I am in my Rahu Mahadasha, so that means that Rahu is the one, the North Node is the one that is like really the one pointing me whatever happens. And let it be that my natal North Node is in the 9th house. So perhaps that is why I am here and there and everywhere. But next come my Jupiter Mahadasha, and Jupiter is in my 1st house. Who knows? Perhaps I'm gonna be religious. Perhaps I will dedicate myself to a church. You never know. And that is why once you look at some people that do tarot and they go to a religion, then you can explain that. Or they are a religion and go to a tarot, because life change, things change, your chart change. And that is why I like the Vedic, because it's more in depth. She like deepness, okay? Depthness. Like, tell me more about stuff. North Node in the 9th house. Like, she loves to learn. That's not good. But okay. So, back to it. If you want to know where your North Node is, in which house, if you know in which house your North Node is, like, comment down below. I may tell you something about yourself that you perhaps don't know. Yeah, I'm very private like that. I was going to tell you, like, put your time and stuff on it, but don't do that, because then everybody can believe me, honey. Don't give out too much of your chart to somebody, because if they are a good astrologer, they will reach your whole life, especially if they are a Vedic astrologer. So really, like, don't put your business out there too much, okay? Unless you are very confident with your chart, then I'll be like, share if you want to, So this one is a Divine Abundance Oracle cards by Tosha Silver, and the artwork is by Fena Gonzalez. Like, beautiful. So this one is kind of also in the Vedic, not Vedic, the is it a culture, can I say Indian culture, or is that actually kind of a racism? I don't know. I'm sorry if that is. That's not my intention. But you understand what I'm saying. Ooh, I like this one. That's the Hanuman. Hanuman. I like that. Ganesha and Hanuman. I don't know if you're familiar with Ganesha and Hanuman, but lately they are the one that really are pulling me in. Like Ganesha was like last year, 2020, 2021 kind of a way. And then I went to Hanuman. It's really strange because like, and then I had a dream about the African goddesses all came to me. So that is why I'm telling you guys, I cannot work with just specific one, because if they come knocking, I'm here to listen. Because a few years before, when I was in trouble, guess who was coming? Okay, it was what was your name again? It was the protective mother. Like, what's her name? Why did I forget her name? Like, she can go ham, she can go crazy, you know. so with respect, she protected the situation, you know. So that is why I say I cannot honor just one. And if you are open like that, let me know that if you what you feel drawn to. Like, I'm a type of girl, I love elephants. And elephants are connected. Like, if you go in somebody's house and you are a great astrologer and you know about stuff, you can see what the person is wearing, how the person's house is, who's in charge of that person at that moment, or what is drawing them, or what is like possessing on them. So in that kind of a way, you can figure out then what's happening in your life, and what you need to work on. So that you know. But these cards is we were talking about the cards, y'all. But luckily, this is not a review. This is just me telling you about the cards and having a chit chat with you. I hope you don't mind. This is it will tell you, for example, grief, and then also give you a keyword of what that means, you know. And you can also see a lot in the images. So that ain't even a guidebook, I believe. There ain't no guidebook in this deck. You see, that is what you get when you don't even look at guidebook. I believe no, there ain't. It's just one. Oh, here they are. It's just one paper kind of a thing. So yeah, I like these cards. I love it. And no guidebook. Very thankful. So yeah, on to the next. So the Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy de Macro. Illustration. Artwork by King Britschke. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, Kinga Britschke. But this one is a familiar one. You guys must have seen it everywhere. Beautiful. I like the artwork. I love the book also, because you might think I hate the guidebooks. I do not hate guidebooks. I love guidebooks, but I want to find, just as I found lots of message in the cards and in the artwork, I would like to know more depthness and information also about the guidebook. And this one will give you that. Honey, I'm setting myself up for a situation when I make an oracle card, because I be like, I want more depthness. And when I make my own oracle cards, you guys be like, where's the depthness, bitch? Where's the depthness? Honey, listen. Sometimes your own mouth can put you up to failure, but hey, sometimes your own mouth you can teach from it, okay? You can teach from it. So now we know that we have to make a guidebook with lots of depthness, okay? So yeah. put that on a pin. So yeah, everybody know this card. These cards are beautiful. I like working with them. And you can also work them with your moon cycle, your menstruation cycle, whatever have you. You know, that's a great way of working with them. So it's a familiar good one. So African Goddess Rising Oracle by Abiola Abrams, and the cover design is by Julia Davison, and the cover art is by Destiny Powell. She be like, I'm gonna put all of you on it, okay? That's how we like it. Like Abiola Abrams, nice work. I like that. So African Goddess Rising. Now this deck, this is the back, and it's reversible. This deck I saw at Cargo, I believe. He's also people that shows the deck, you know, that you can see if you want the deck, yes or no. And he was one card in, and I was like, yep, bought it. Because as I told you guys before, I had a dream with all the African goddesses appear in my dream looking at me like, are you ready? And that is what I was getting. Are you ready? And so I was like, what do you guys mean? And then I was like, okay, I have to find myself. I felt the need to go in my feminism. So I had to go in my feminism. That is what I came out with those. If you have more idea of what that dream mean, let me know, because I'm yet still looking at what the meaning was of all of them standing there like, okay, you know, like really hype in that way. So, oh yeah, it was also there. But, so yeah, so I was like, okay, so if you have kind of an idea what it means, let me know. And I was talking about Medusa earlier also. No, it's not Medusa. Kidding. It wasn't Medusa. Another one. That sounded like DJ Kali. Another one. But yeah. So that is why I was invested in looking at decks that is about goddesses. But I couldn't find one that matched with who I am, you know, that give more of my roots instead of, or what I know, you know. So I couldn't find one. And then suddenly, because this one just came out, suddenly I found myself looking at Cairo, I don't know. It starts with a C. I see his picture of the thing with the third eye, but yeah, I will put his name somewhere. And then he showed this deck, and I was like, it's you guys. So I had it, I bought it, and I have been using it for myself. But I have done a reading with them. And I believe you guys will see it or have seen it. Like, it will be Thursday, I don't know. Or it was like, it's a week ago. Kind of a thing. So yeah, because I will post this one because I was sick. So this is the third video that you will see for this week. So Monday I posted one. Thursday I will post one, and Sunday. So you will have seen this deck in one of them. So yeah, the Goddess Rising, African Goddess Rising Oracle. Beautiful cards, beautiful message, beautiful guidebook. Abiola do have a book that is more in depth about the goddesses. So if you are not familiar, and if you are not like me wanting to go Google and go deep and research all of that, if you are not like that, you can just buy also the book of hers, and there she will go more in about who you see also, because she has different topic. Let me just show you guys, like it's different topic, and it's kind of a, if you want to know, if even if you are not from black culture, or your history doesn't match with the black culture, if you want to understand the depthness, the root of a black culture, check things out, Google, do your research, like ask a question. Like in this deck, like Aunt Anansi, that I've been brought up hearing about Anansi stories, you know, I'm from the Caribbean. And so yeah, she has 4, let's see, like different temple, like temple 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you know, 8, 9 temples, and then you have also then the 9 temples. So in those temples, you have ancestors, the conjurers, the warriors, the lovers, the griots, the queen, the high priestess, and then the threshold guardians and the shadow. So let me tell you, because I'm being like, for example, with the ancestors, there is one that is kind of a sad but truth, you know. I don't know if you guys have heard of the story of a lady that was like being put in a kind of a zoo situation and being portrayed like, look at her with her big kedonk, like in that kind of way. In Europe, I believe in Netherlands, they did have also like human zoos where you can look at people that are not from their background, kind of a thing. So really, back to this. If I'm that person that likes to do research, likes to know more, so if I offend somebody, I want you to tell me where I have offended you and make me wiser, kind of a way of where it comes from, that idea. And that is why I find racism BS, because that's just because people are stupid and not open to learn more about other people. They find themselves more important than the other one. So if you are not that kind of a person, open yourself up for every culture and find out the history, find out where they come from, find out who they are, and you will have more respect than that that is in the past. We have to move on. Like, honey, if PTSA, whatever that kind of a war thing is in your head, is real, imagine it being generation, okay? Females, we can also talk about that, okay? So that being said, I'm going in with you guys too much. I hope you guys enjoyed this, because it's kind of a like really a chit chat, as I already said, that this is like, it's kind of a let's hang, let's chill, let's talk about stuff, and you may communicate with me in the comment. I like communication, really, I like that. Not only for the algorithm, it helps also if you like and share, but yeah, I like communication. So yeah, let's on to the next one. Now this lilac is giving me life. Oof, I like this lilac. I don't know, do you call it lila? Because in my country we say lila, like lila, this color. So this is the Secret Self-Care Oracle by Jill Pyle, and the illustration by Tatiana Vedenkina. Tatiana Vedenkina. I just give you a Spanish name, y'all. Tatiana Vedenkina. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, but yeah, this is a oracle card that you guys know. You have seen it. It goes around. It's very simple. Um, Not simple in a like, oof, it's simple. No, you can really go deep with these cards. And not only that, it's kind of a great way to finish your reading. And even if you finish it, it's yet still give you more, like, it's not simple. Okay, that is what I'm trying to say, telling you. Like, flow like water. That is so deep. Like, she can go deep. But you can get a lot out of it. Intuition, like generations, things, like really elevating yourself. Like, I love the illustration. I cannot talk about the book. I cannot talk about the book. So I like the author for making this deck, let's say that, because without the author we wouldn't have the deck. So yeah, I like this collaboration together. So very beautiful, beautiful deck, beautiful message when I read with this one. And it's also because I did use it first for myself before. You know, sometimes I just get a deck and the deck tells me not for them, just for you for a while, and I will use it for me for a while, and then I will be like, okay, now you may have it. Like, I was very greedy with the fountain tarot. Like, I was really like owning that one, like, it's mine, my precious one. And then it was like, okay, now I have to go to the collective, and I was like, no. And yes, it happened. It went to the collective. So that is how sometimes I get a deck and I will use it first with myself, and then I will put it out there. And this one is very beautiful to work with, personal. So if you be like wanting it just for the self-care, you don't even need to be like having tarot cards. If you are like, you know what, I just want to indulge in the feminism of me, or the masculine, like try to balancing that out, I suggest this deck, because this deck is really giving you like what you need, you know, in that kind of a way. So you can then, even if it isn't what you need, you can then put, because we live in a world where we look first what needs to be done, then what needs to be happen for you. So for example, if you get, let me just like, if you be like having a car and that car is tell you like, oh honey, let's dance, let's put some music, let's drum to the beat, let's enjoy, let's put some vibration going high, then you be like, yeah, when was the last time that I've danced? And that is a kind of a way you can work with these cards, and you be like, you know what, yes, instead of thinking I need to get up to go to work tomorrow, let me live in this now, put some music on and dance to my own beat, kind of a thing, you know. So yeah, that is why I like these cards also. So you don't have to be a tarot reader or reading for other people. You can buy it just for self-care, self-love. So that is it. No, it's not it. We still have yet more. Like, she's rich, kind of a thing. She's not. Honey, I'ma put it out there, okay? Because we need that affirmation. She's rich, she's wealthy, she can buy all the decks she wants, okay? And now my mind wants to tell you guys, no, that's not it, but it's the truth. You know, the thing is, I'm gonna grab one while I'm talking with you guys. The thing is that when you are trying to affirm things to yourself, I will go to people that I know, and they be like, oh, this and this and that. I'll be like, honey, I'm rich. Honey, I live in abundance. And they be looking at me like, bitch, we see you. And it's like, how are you richer than me? And I'm like, because I am. I am rich. I am abundance, you know? And people will think you're crazy. Sometimes they be like, are we living in the same world? what you doing? What's happening? What you smoking? You know, but it's kind of a hard to keep that up. So that is why I'm telling you guys, I'm abundance, I'm fulfilled, I'm healthy, I'm wealthy, and you can use that affirmation for yourself too, so that you can, yeah, like get that, you know. So this one is the Fundamental of Astrology by Heather Ariel, and the artwork by Tom Cummins. I hope I pronounced that right. So I love these cards. Like these cards, like the way they fall, that's the way you read them. For example, if it falls like this, I have all my cards upright, but you know, if I shuffle, they sometimes fall like this, and I'll be like this, you know. So then take your, then it's another thing. You read them this text, and that is what it is, you know. And then you will be like, oh, it's the ninth house, but you know, this is the message, and you can also use it like that. So, and not only that, the artwork by Tom Cummins, very beautiful. The artwork really draws me in, y'all. Really, it's so beautiful, so beautiful. And the creator, Heather Ariel, has also, like, the book is also very interesting, you know. So if you don't know much about astrology, you can then buy this, and she explains that pretty well in her book. Now this is one that I bought and that I found very beautiful, and yet still using them. But I will show you the next one. And honey, I will not say who's winning, but I like them both. Let's say that. I like them both. They are different in messages. But yeah, this one is beautiful for more information if you don't know a lot about astrology. But if you do, then you can go with the other one that I'm going to show you right now. But these are beautiful. I like this one. I use them both because I'm in love with both of them. And once again, the book is also, look at the thickness of this book. Like, if you don't know much about astrology, honey, she will give it to you. She will. She be like, I will inform you about what you are reading. Okay, so that's a beautiful book, Heather Ariel. This one. This one is a new one, y'all. This one is fresh out of printing. And when I clean my decks, you will see sage in the deck sometimes. So yeah, they will fell in the cardstock. So let me show you guys. This is the Starcode Astro Oracle by Heather Robbins, and the artwork by Lucas Lu de Souza. Honey, let me read it right. Heather Robbins and Lucas Lau de Souza. I believe he's Brazilian. Lau de Souza. So yeah, this deck, honey, I'm gonna tell you the truth. She's in love with them, okay? Look at the back. Oh, the artwork by Lucas. Yeah, not only that. If you are not familiar with astrology, read the book. Now, isn't it funny? You be like, honey, but I thought you don't read the book. Honey, I thought that I was talking about astrology, that I like astrology, that I'm studying astrology. So I'll be like, that I've been studying astrology. It's not that I just begun. No, it's been a while that I'm doing that. So it really like, I'm like, let me see how you see the opposition. Let me see what you're talking about, the fourth house. You know, in that kind of a way. And as I said, I am familiar with Vedic astrology, but I started with the tropical astrology. So I do know about the Sirius and Chiron. Oh, I was talking about you. Chiron. So it is something that is in my mind, but I need to keep catching up with the what's been talking about, because I am more invested in the Vedic. So you know, it's the way she then describes certain things. It wakes up the thing that I have learned about it in the beginning of my studying of astrology. So also Vesta. So then it was like, wow, I like the way you write things. So I fell in love with the way Heather Robbins have done the guidebook. And not only that, I fell in love with the artwork of Lucas. Like, this is so beautiful. Every time I do a reading, and I'll be like, isn't this card beautiful? I'll be like, you have Aquarius. Isn't this card beautiful? Like, and this is what I like about it also. Like, I did a reading for, you will see this card, because if you have looked at the pick card, then you will see these cards. And I said Aquarius, and I mentioned only Saturn, but she has also put, why do I want to say Orion? It's not Orion. Damn it, what's your, honey, Uranus? I'm sorry if you find yourself, because I was quiet. I was like, okay, let me explain what had happened. I know, because Vedic astrology doesn't link Aquarius with Uranus. It only links with the original, the beginning, when, you know, in the beginning, they put before, because they could not look further than that, they only saw Saturn. So they linked Aquarius with Saturn. So Saturn Saturn and Pisces and Scorpio Saturn, Pisces and Scorpio has two rulers. For Aquarius, it's Saturn and Uranus. So I like it that she have put both of them in it, for people that goes for the Vedic, but also for people that goes for for tropical. Now let it be that she goes for both. Yeah, have you guys noticed that I don't like boxes? I always go out of the box. Like, it's it's different. She different. She don't like boxes, y'all. She don't like boxes. She like people to do and be where they want to be and do what they want to do. So be free to go for this god or goddesses, or be this sexuality or whatever. You know, I don't like putting people in boxes. Be who you want to be, honey. Be who you want to be, who you are. Honor who you are, what you feel. So in that kind of a way. So no judgment here on this channel, okay? So back to the cards. I like and love these cards. I love these cards. Mercury. I love Mercury. You know why? Let me tell you guys a little bit about my nerdiness. Okay, she's a nerd. I like Mercury. You know why? Because Mercury is ruled by Mercurius or something in the Greek goddess, but actually it's thought. If you go deep on the knowledge and wisdom, you will see that lots of god and goddesses like are actually linked to going more deeper and deeper. You will see it's exactly also with the religion of Catholic religion. If you go further and further, you will come to a point that all become one, you know. So I like this one because not only that, the way he painted it with the four wings, it reminds me of the angel with the four wings and all those eyes. Like, I like it when people say, yeah, the angel looks like me. Honey, Okay. But that being said, like it gives me a thought, the God thought, because I like thought. Now you see why I like thought, because Mercury is in my ninth house. No, Mercury is in my eighth house. So I like to go deep on knowledge and wisdom. Mercury is in my eighth house, and I got Rahu in my ninth house. Now you guys know a little bit of your girl. She's a geek, okay? She's a geek. She like mystic things. She goes deep on knowledge and wisdoms of the history and stuff. That's something that's like is her juice to tell me about your roots, and I will tell you about what you need to know. You know, so she likes to, like, she can look at somebody and go deep on their mind. That kind of a girl she is. Okay, and why do I talk about myself in third person? I don't know. Guess what? She's a nerd. But yeah, that's me. So I like these paintings. Haven't said that. Oh, Pluto. Look at Pluto. Rebirth. Neptune. I like, I like astrology. I like planet. I like looking at the stars. So yeah, I'm gonna buy myself something to look at the stars also one day. Honey, she's a geek, okay? Leave me alone. Let me know if you are also into those things, because I believe that people, you attract, or you go to the same people that you are a little bit aligned with, that is why I'm like, honey, my tribe is different, y'all. My tribe is different. We will understand each other. So yeah, these are my cards, my loves. These are all the decks that I have bought in 2021. I am trying to put my money elsewhere now. So I'm not like, I can buy, but really I'm trying to invest in something more. So I don't know if I'm gonna buy as much as I did. Yeah, I do hope it would be nice to get some present, because not all of them I bought myself. Some I got presents, so I'm thankful for all the ones that I got as a present. So yeah, that being said, if you have reached the end of my talking and showing you the decks that I have, let me know, because honey, you the real one, okay? You, me, love, okay? Let me know. Like, let's do some something purple emoji. Like, you have gone through all the chakras with me. Like, the first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the throat chakra, the third eye, and now you are at the top. Okay, you went there with me. So let's do the color purple. So yeah, that being said, this is my deck, these are my decks, and we will see what will happen, what we will buy. I'm late with posting it because I like to post at the end of the year, but hey, shit happens. That being said, I'll see you guys on another reading of mine. Thank you for hanging and chilling with me. Let's communicate. I hope to see you often. I know one people that look at this, but thank you. There is more. Thank you. Bye-bye.